Hi, today we are going to discuss about WAP and variance calculation in SAP S4HANA system. How WAP is going to see in different component wise and how variance is going to split in SAP S4HANA system. So before that we will see standard cost estimate of finished material. I am going to MM03 transaction code to see the details of standard cost estimate which has been performed for the finished material. 708 is the material code. Enter. T003 is the plant. I'm going to costing 2 details where we can see the completed details of standard cost estimate results. So click on current. So here we can see these are the two materials which has been taken into the finished material as a components. I'm going to check the itemization. Okay, here we can see the complete details of items which are used to do manufacturing of this finished material 708. So itemization, item category indicates what type of item it is, whether it is a overhead, material or activity, whatever. So here we can see I'm going to do subtotal at item category level. So M indicates material. So these two are the materials which are included in the bill of material of this finished material. Okay. So total material cost is 3200. There are two overheads. The first overhead is material overhead and the second one is production overhead. So the material overhead is 12% on the material cost. Material cost is 3200. 12% on 3200 is 384. And production overhead. This production overhead is 10% on the total activity. So total activity is 68. There are two activities. One is mission and the second one is labor. So mission hours, these are the hours coming from the routing and these are the values coming from the plan values. Okay. And activities. Okay, these are the calculations which are coming from the costing sheet. Based on the costing sheet, system is going to calculate material as well as production overhead, and these are the materials which are given in the quantity structure bill of material. Okay, these two are the quantities. So this is the total standard cost estimate of this material. Okay, the total price is 3658.80. Now I am going to start the production CO01 for this material. 708 is the finished material. I am going to produce one finished product. Okay, so here end date I am giving 16, and here scheduling is selected backwards. When you select backwards, if you give the end date, automatically system will derive the start date based on the scheduling. Enter. Okay, and here components, we can see the components. What are the components we are using? There are two components are using, and the quantity of those two components is each one. Here I am updating the storage location. And operations, we can see the operations. There are two operations, one is mission and another one is labor. Okay, so I am saving the order. So even straight away you can release the order. Before that you can check the material availability. Okay, so all materials are in the stock, so we can start the production and release the order directly. So order is released, carried out, save. So warning, calculating costs. Okay, yes. So order number is ending with 3914. Now go to the confirmation CO11N. So I'm giving the order 4, and the operations, we do have two operations. Okay, I'm selecting the first operation. Enter. So these hours are coming from the routing. Machine is working 20 hours to produce one finished product. This is the yield which we are going to produce. Goods movement. If any components are selected, auto backflash. Backflash means automatically goods issue will happen. Even for finished material also, if you are selecting backflash, goods receipt will happen automatically when you are doing the confirmation. So I did not select any backflash for the material, so we cannot see any goods movement here. Only confirmation of activities is taking place in confirmation. Save. Enter. So first operation confirmation done. Now I am going to do the second operation confirmation, which is the labor. Enter. So laborers are working 10 hours and save. Enter. So confirmation is completed. Now go to the order CO03. Now we can see the confirmation details. Now go to cost analysis. Here we can see confirmation of the activities. One is mission, second one is labor. In SAP S4HANA system, when you are doing the confirmation, there is a financial document which is updating. Okay. The reason of updating the financial document is in SAP S4HANA system, we are creating secondary cost elements also in the GL master data. So that is the reason system is updating the accounting document. Double click on this and go to environment, click on accounting document. Here we can see the accounting document. So this accounting document is secondary cost element. This is the secondary cost element which is used for machinery cost. This is coming from the activity. So debit and credit both are same cost element only. Okay. The overall impact is 0, but to do reconciliation, so it is going to update the financial document. Even in labor also we can see the accounting document. So double click on this labor and now go to environment, accounting document. So here we can see the accounting document. So debit and credit both are same cost elements. And coming to controlling document, here we can see production order debit and cost center is credit. Okay, this cost center is coming from the work center. So cost center is credit, production order is debit. In ECC system, we cannot see any finance document, only controlling document is generating. Whereas in SAP S4HANA system, as we are creating secondary cost elements also in the GL master data, then finance document as well as controlling document both are generating. Okay, so that we should know. Now I am issuing the components to the production order. 3914 ending is the production order number. So now I am going to do goods issue. MIGO is the transaction code. Goods issue. Here we can select the order, enter the order, enter. So these are the two components which are using. Okay, and item. Okay, before doing goods issue, if there is a change in the price, okay, so then that is going to update in the variance. Now I am going to change the price of these two materials. MR21 is the transaction code I am going to use. Basically, when we are doing the procurement, when there is a goods movement, every time the price is going to change if you are maintaining the price control V. But here I have maintained price control S, so I am going to change price of those two materials by using MR21 transaction code. Okay, so here we can see the components. What are the components we are using? CO03, enter. So component 707693. So I am going to change, put MR21 707 693, enter. So the current price is 2200. I'm going to change as 2200. Here I'm going to change as 1500. So by changing this, we can see the variance of this material when we are doing the settlement. Save it. So there are two currencies involved. Euro currency also we have to maintain the price. So here it is 55. So basically based on the exchange rate, I'm going to update and 55. Save it. So price change document updated. We can see the document which has been updated. Accounting document. Double click on accounting document. So here we can see, okay, this is the GL account which has been assigned in the background. Basically it should be revaluation account. For the testing purpose, we have assigned this GL account. Now I am going to issue components to the production order. MIGO is the transaction code, and this is the order. Okay, item okay. These two are items okay. Check and post. Okay, material document is updated. Now you can see the accounting document. So what accounting document it is going to update? Go to FI documents, accounting document. Here we can see, okay, one is stock account, another one is consumption account. Now go to controlling document. Production order is debited because the consumption is coming as a debit, so that is a cost element GL account. So production order is debit. Okay, so here we have to observe one thing. Even though the price has been changed, but system is considered the price from the material master. I mean, the price we have changed is 1500, whatever price we have changed, so the new price it is going to update. So when doing the standard cost estimate, that time the price was 1200, and later because of goods movement the price increased from 1200 to 1500. So whatever difference is there, that is going to update as a variance, that is input price variance. And here 2200. So earlier the price was 2000 when we are doing the standard cost estimate, but when we are doing actual goods issued to the production, that time the price has been changed from 2000 to 2200. So the difference between these two is going to update as a variance. So what I am going to do now, I am going to see the production order. So go to cost analysis, and here we can see consumption. So this is the consumption 1500, and this is the actual 2200. Okay, and here we can see cost trend. Select the cost trend. Okay, see, if you see here the plan, this is the plan cost 1200 for this material, and another material 2000, but actually is 1500, and here 2200. So the variance total it is coming 200, 200 here and 300 here. Okay, and now what we are going to do, we are going to do the overhead calculation, actual overhead calculation. Here actual overhead calculation did not update, so let us do actual overhead calculation in KZI2 transaction code. By using KZI2, I am going to do actual overhead calculation. T001, remove tester and execute. Here we have to give the period to execute. So this is the material overhead percentage, and this is the production overhead percentage. These two are coming from the costing sheet. In costing sheet, we do have an option to give the plan as well as actual overhead percentages. Okay, from there system is deriving this percentage and calculating while doing the actual overhead calculation. So after overhead calculation, now we will go to production order and we will see the details. CO03, enter, go to cost analysis, and select layout. I'm going to select cost trend. So here we can see actual overhead which has been updated. So this actual overhead, this is the one of the overhead, production overhead, and this is the, sorry, this is material overhead, and this is the production overhead. Okay, this material overhead is 10% on this material cost, and again this production overhead is 10% on this cost, that is 68. 10% is 6.8. So this is the price which has been updated. Now we are going to do the WIP calculation. How system will update the WIP? So whatever balance is there in the order, so this is the total balance at present in the order. So this balance is going to update it as a WIP when we are doing the WIP calculation. So there are a couple of configuration settings required for the WIP calculation. Now let us see those configuration settings. SPRO, SAP reference IMG, controlling, product cost controlling, cost object controlling, product cost period, period and closing, work in progress. So these are the WIP configuration settings we have to do. So first one is define result analysis key. So here we have defined the result analysis key, that is T001, and after that cost elements, here we have to create the cost element 31 category, and after result analysis versions. So here T001, this is the version. Okay, here we have to select this one. If you are selecting this, then only accounting documents are updating. Okay, when we are doing the WIP settlement. And valuation method, different valuation method. So here if you see how system is going to calculate the WIP, whether it is on the actual or target. If you are using broadcast by period, WIP is calculating on the target. If you are using broadcast by order, WIP is calculating on the actual. So here based on the order status, WIP is going to calculate. If you see here, if order status is released, then when we are doing the WIP calculation, whatever balance is there at that time on the order, that is going to be updated in the WIP. If the order status is delivered, so that time WIP is going to cancel. Whatever WIP calculated previously, it is going to reverse. Okay, again partially released. If the status of the order is partially released and there is a balance on the order, then WP is going to calculate technically completed. When the status is technically completed, then previously calculated WP is going to reverse. Okay, so that it all depends on the status. So WP calculation is basically depending on the status and the balance on the order. And coming to this one, assignment of valuation variant, I think this is not relevant. Now go to line IDs. This is the important thing which we have to know when we are setting the WP calculation configuration. So define line IDs. Here line IDs means when you are calculating the WIP, how many line IDs you want to see. Like material WIP, if you want to see the material WIP, if you want to see the overhead WIP, all the details we can see here line IDs. So here I have categorized into material cost, machine cost, labor, overhead and settlement. Created total 5 line IDs. So material cost. So whatever line IDs we have created here, based on that, system is going to update line IDs when we are doing the WIP settlement and assignments. In assignment, what we are going to do, we are going to assign the cost elements. T001 is the controlling area. Here we can see masking. I have given the masking 4 series. Whatever consumption accounts are there, all the consumption accounts are going to update to this line ID. And the second one is, these two are the overheads, material overhead and production overhead. So one and two I have given only here mask. So these two are going to update to this line ID. And the second one is material activity, material overhead and labor overhead. Okay, here I have given the masking for cost elements. This is the primary cost elements. There is no need of giving the cost center and activity masking, but whereas other secondary cost elements we have to give cost center and activity masking. Okay, and coming to update. So here we are going to specify how these line IDs are to be updated. T001. So here this is the first ID, second, third and fourth. There are different IDs. So here when we are settling the WIP, if there is a material related WIP is there, that is going to update to this WIP GL account. Okay, so 100 is material cost related WIP and 110 is material machine cost related WIP, 120 is labor cost WIP, 130 is overhead cost WIP, and 140 is the settlement of all these things. So I have categorized into 4: material cost, machine cost, labor and overhead. Okay, so the reason is when I am doing the settlement, I should know what is my material WIP, what is my machine WIP, labor WIP. Okay, so in that case, and here now going to define posting rules, setting WIP work in progress. So this is the place where we are going to differentiate the WIP into different. Here previously we have created 4 WIP cost elements. So these cost elements we are assigning to different WIP GL accounts. This is one of the GL account. This is a balance sheet account. This is the P&L account. If we are not giving any cost element here, then system is going to update all the WIPs into one P&L, one balance sheet account. But if you want to see the bifurcation of WIP at each item level, like material WIP, uh, machine WIP, labor and everything, then you have to here give the secondary cost element. Against to that, you can give the P&L account and balance sheet account where the WIP has to update. Okay, by giving this, then only system is updating your WIP into different P&L account and different balance sheet account. So this is the place where we are going to do the settlement, where we are going to do the WIP configuration. Okay, then finally number range, we will maintain the number ranges. Now what I am going to do, I am going to do the WIP calculation. KKAX is a transaction code. So this is the order number, period 2 2020, RA version 0, and execute. So here we can see this is the total balance on the order. When we are doing the WIP calculation, system is taking the balance on the order and updating as the WIP. Okay, and remove test run, execute. So WIP is updated. Now go to variance calculation. KKS2, we don't have any variance because the order is calculating WIP. Okay, remove and execute. Now I am going to do the settlement. KO88 is a transaction code for single order. So I am selecting the test run and executing this. So here we can see the details. Here we can see sender and receiver information. So here we can see this is one of the cost element. This is material related WIP and mission related WIP. Like this breakup, we can see whatever breakup we have given in the configuration, we can see here, and the same is going to update to your GL account when we are doing the settlement of WIP. So I am removing the test run and doing the settlement. Okay, now we can see the accounting details, accounting document. Okay, so if you see here, the system is going to update to different GL accounts, whatever GL accounts we have given in the configuration to break up of WIP at different item level. Like WIP material, we want to see the breakup, and mission, labor, overhead. So this is the way system is going to give you the details of WIP into item wise. So how it is going to based on the line IDs. In line IDs, when you are creating, so you have to know, or you are going to bifurcate how WIP has to be bifurcated, or if you want to see the WIP in details. Okay, when you are doing the settlement, then you have to create the line IDs and assign the secondary cost elements, and to that secondary cost elements you are assigning the P&L and balance sheet WIP GL accounts. Okay, so that way system is going to update your WIP breakup. So this is the way how WIP is going to break up. Now I am going to do the goods receipt of the production order, of the finished material from the production order. Okay, so goods receipt. So WIP is completed. Now I am going to do the variance calculation by completing the production. So order, I am giving the order, enter, item OK. This is storage location, check and post. Now you can see the accounting document, document info, FI documents, accounting document. So here inventory account, inventory finished material account, debit to COGM, cost of goods manufacturing, is credit. Okay, now controlling document, here production order is going to credit. So production order is going to credit. Now go to the order and check the details. Production order CO03, enter, go to cost analysis. Here we can see change layout, select layout, cost trend. Okay, now we can see WIP is completed. Now we are going to the settlement of variance. So here we can see 300, 200, and here this is the variance which we can see in the material overhead, the difference between these two. Okay, now we have done the goods receipt also. The total variance is 486. Now if you go back and see the balance in the order, so it is 486. Whatever balance is there when you are doing the settlement, system is considering that balance and updating. So now I am going to change the status of the order. Order change, go to functions. Here I'm changing technically complete technically, and save it. Okay, now I'm going to do the variance calculation. So before that we should know where the variance configuration breakup we are configuring in SAP S4HANA system. So financial accounting, general ledger accounting, periodic processing, integration, material management, splitting. Here we can see price difference splitting. So the price difference splitting is introduced in S4HANA. Here we can see the breakup of each uh, price difference GL account wise. I mean category wise here we can see. Okay, here I have given the different cost elements and the breakup of that. So these are the cost elements like consumption account, whatever we have given in the cost component structure, like consumption account, machinery cost, labor cost, production overhead, material overhead. If you want to see the breakup of those, okay, into different, like input materials, if you are using two input materials, one is raw material, another one is packing material. Okay, so these two materials are different. If you want to know the bifurcation of input quantity variance, input price variance at a different material type wise, at a different category wise. Okay, then here we have to define the different cost elements and quantity structure. In this example, if you consider these two input quantity variance, so here this is the cost element which is related to raw material consumption. This is the cost element which is related to packing material consumption account. So here I want to see the bifurcation of input quantity variance at different cost element level wise, and that is the one thing. And the second one is input price variance. If you see input price variance is this one, and raw material input, this is the overhead input price variance. So these two are different materials. I have used different cost element. This is the consumption account of raw material, this is the consumption material of packing material. Here I want to bifurcate the input price material, okay, input price variance at a different material wise. Okay, so that we can do in this configuration. After doing this configuration, like whatever way you want to bifurcate the variances into different categories and a different material wise, you can do here. And at least one we have to select as a default. If anything is missed here, then the total is going to update in this cost element. Okay, target account, in this cost element target account. This target account also we are going to create as a cost element. Okay, primary cost element. And here we have to update the company code settings. So here we are specifying from which date onwards the price difference profile has to be activated. So based on that, system is going to update your price differences into different category and different cost elements. So now I am going to do again production order and month end activities. KZI2 is the transaction code we are going to use for the actual overhead calculation. Again I am starting from the beginning and execute. Okay, so this is the total we can see actual overhead calculation. Now I am going to calculate WAP, enter. So KKAX is the transaction code where we can see /n KKAX is WAP calculation, remove test run and execute. So there is no WAP because we have completed the production order. And coming to variance, KKS2, this transaction code is used to calculate the variance, remove test run and execute. Here we can see the variance. This is the total variance which is going to update. If you want to see the details of this at cost element wise, so here we can see this is the raw material consumption account. At this level, this is the variance, and at this level, this is the variance, and this is the material overhead variance. So total variance is 486. Okay, go back, remove test run and execute. Okay, so we have executed. Now go to settlement, KO88. Okay, remove test run and execute. Go to details of that. Here we can see the details, sender. So here we can see the senders like input, price variance and input quantity variance, whatever variance it is going to update. Here we can see all the details, the breakup of that accounting document. If you see the accounting document, so double click on this accounting document. So here we can see the breakup of variance. This is the WIP which has been calculated previously. It got reversed here because the second time we don't have any WIP. Variance is there. So previous calculated WIP is going to reverse, and here variance is going to calculate. So this is the variance it is going to calculate. Okay, whatever target account we have given in the configuration, based on the target account it is going to update. Okay, so this is the way how it is going to update your variance account and WIP into different cost elements in the SAP S4HANA system.